Hey everybody, it's Swag Nozzle. Hope everyone's doing awesome today. Today's video is going to be talking about some of Trove's issues with queue times and some stuff in that area. So anyway, prepare for a little bit of a rant and a little bit of randomness, and I hope you all enjoy it. So, I got an email yesterday from the Glyph slash Trove slash the overlords of Trove, saying that they're aware that, or as they have been, they're aware that the queue times have been a little bit excessive when it comes to getting into the game since launch, which is completely founded. It's nice for a gaming company to come forward and be like, yeah, our bad. There's been companies that have released games and had issues long into their launch, and they haven't really addressed it. So first of all, thank you to that. That's a great thing. Secondly, because they're aware that that happens, you know, sometimes companies give free stuff for that, so they're giving out a free class token and 3 days of patron time. Now, awesome, great. They don't have to do that. You know, we should be appreciative from them giving that out. But something I want to talk about, actually two things I want to talk about. First of all, the system at which they were telling you how long the queue was going to be. Some things to be improved. And of course it just came out of, or it's in open beta now, or it's, I guess it's out of beta, it's in launch now, the launch phase of the actual game. The fact that when you log in, you saw there was a queue and it told you that there was 1,000+ people waiting. That was the max number that it would tell you of how many players were in line in front of you. And it would say like 45 minutes or 60 minutes, 70 minutes, whatever. Usually, depending on your region, I assume, depending on where the servers are actually located or if they have multiple server bases or server hubs, the time might differ. So, like for me, it's at 1,000 or 1,000+, and then it was actually 15 minutes instead of the 45 that it said on the screen. So, kind of setting up like an actual expectation to what you're going to be having to wait through is something that's important, which is hard to do, I understand, but something like that's nice. Saying 1,000+, giving like a ridiculous number, it's better to give a 4,000 number or a 10,000 number than that. I guess just like be a little bit more exact if that is a possibility at all. Like I understand they didn't expect to have such a large launch, but honestly, for how much success Cube World had when it originally launched and everyone was so pumped about it and playing it like crazy, and that wasn't even like online. I mean that was as far as, unless they made a patch that I'm not aware of, you just played with your friends and it was a great game and it was cool and all that. So like that had a decent following, so they could expect like a decent thing. Not only, but they were on Steam and they got on Steam on the first day of launch, which was huge. And so that's something that I was a little bit concerned about just telling your people, telling your customers that are going to be shoving out money to you how long it's actually going to take, is important. It was like I said, it was like 15 minutes when it was supposed to be 45 or whatever, you know. And then even when you got in game, then you got like AFK tagged, and then let's say you walked away 45 minutes and it was actually 15, you come back 45 minutes later and you've been disconnected for being AFK. So it's like oh, what are you doing here? Second thing that I was a little bit concerned about, as it is, I have not subscribed and bought patron time. I think that most games that have pay to win, or not pay to win, but pay subscription plans they usually want to make it worth it. You know, like take World of Warcraft for instance. Like you pay the 15 to play the game, period, and you get the same thing as everyone. And of course, they have an installation. They already are popular, so I get it. Like that makes sense. Okay, like WoW's huge, therefore they can make you pay for that time you're playing regardless. They're not giving you anything for whatever. Yeah, you can buy like, you know, pets. There's a few pets you can buy in the store, or maybe a mount or two, you know, stuff like that. For Trove, and I honestly paid no attention to the patron stuff initially, but it does kind of worry me from time to time. So I went and looked, like, what would I get for patron time? Because we're getting 3 days, so, yeah, like, you get 200 magic find, which equivalently is, you know, that's a lot it's an amount of, you know, I'm gonna look up right now, like, magic find Trove. Like, see how much that actually benefits. Like, is that a whole nother item? Or like, let's see what's going on. For right now, okay, so we got, let's see. Probably should look this up previously, but you know what? That's just what's gonna happen. Magic. Here we go. Okay. Killing any enemy gives you 1+ passive magic find, which stacks up to 50, but all your passive magic find is lost on death. Okay, so you die, you lose magic find. I didn't know that. Like, great. If anybody else knew that, like, that's great. Anyway, so basically, it's giving you 200 magic find, which is the equivalent of killing 200 enemies. But the thing is, it's passive. And you don't lose it on death, you consistently have it. So talking about grouping up with your friends, all this kind of stuff, it's going to set up automatic, I guess, want to have that, because your friends that have patron time is going to be, are going to be getting the same thing, or actually more, obviously, from having the 200 magic find you don't have. I could go into like incentive and like all this kind of stuff, but I'm not going to. So you got 100% crafting speed, K, whatever. I mean, who cares? 50+ lasermancy, mining, you know, like, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. 5+ jump, who cares? Whatever. 2+ max flask capacity, more healing. You like, unless you're. I mean, that just means you can just do more stuff, and you know, you regen health pretty fast anyway. So who really cares? 2+ chaos factor. As far as I'm not that far into the game, but as far as I understand, chaos factor is just giving you chests, more items, so you're up on that again, and 50% experience gain. Now this is like it brings the argument to me, and I know I'm gonna get like super into this, but it brings the question to mind of how much is your time worth? Now, this is an argument that can be had with any game, any activity for that matter. So, let's say you spend $20 on a book, and that book is going to be giving you, depending on how fast you read, let's say it's a 400-page book or something. So that's like a lot of reading. For some people, not much, but people that don't read often, like, that's a huge book, and you actually commit a lot of time. That's a lot of time. And you can go back, and there's, you know, replayability to that book. You can go reread it if it's really interesting to you. You can gain that knowledge, which will benefit you in other situations, like in conversation or in just general knowledge. So like the factor, and I'm not even talking about fun factor, I'm talking about the knowledge to, or the, let's just go back to entertainment. The entertainment to, like, how much fun are you getting out of that $15? And how much time are you saving? How much can you make in an hour, and how much experience can you get in an hour? So I'm trying to like explain this correctly, because I went to the book thing and then back to games. So you have an hour of your time. Basically, you're saying that 50%, my time is worth 15%. How much experience can you gain in that time, and how much time would it take to gain that extra experience? So you're basically getting an hour and a half, like, let's say you're grinding, whatever. So, man, this is a crazy rant. You are getting back 30 minutes of your time, basically, is what it comes down to. How much time, how much fun are you having, how much are you grinding, how much is that worth? That 2+ chaos factor and 200 magic find, is that really going to affect you in the long term? Like, are there items you would not get otherwise? Well, obviously there is. So how long would it take you to grind those out? And what else could you be doing with that $3, $5, $10, $15, whatever? Like, if you're paying an hour a day, you know, whatever, or I'm sorry, an hour a month, obviously, like $15, even then it's worth it. So like, I guess I'm not really ranting about online. Might have got a little bit like sidetracked there. I'm not really ranting about spending money on games. I get it. You can go to the bowling alley and spend $20 super easy, and for that hour and a half or 45 minutes or whatever, if you like bowling, I hate bowling, the amount of time you spend in that bowling alley is that going to be worth the amount of fun, like that $15 or $20 you would spend? Would you get that much entertainment out of spending $15 on a game and spending 20 hours a week on it? So you're looking at 8 hours a month for $15, and is that worth your time? For most people, yes, it is, because that'll be, you drone on. You can also argue that, does that really forge you in any way? Not really, unless you're playing with friends or social experience or whatever. But I got really far off track. All I'm saying is, for Glyph, for whatever other subsidiary company, great, free stuff's awesome. Do I feel like it's kind of a carrot that they're throwing out to say, hey, look how awesome this time is going to be for 3 days? And why don't you try another class just so you will maybe play more, or you'll enjoy the game a little bit more. You wanted to try that. I feel a little bit like it's taking the kid, like that's a very small amount of time. They're giving you, I mean, 10% of 30 days, 3 days. They're giving you $1.50 for free. They're like, here, have a Twix, and let's see if you'll throw more money into the game. So I feel, I don't know, like, it's nice, but at the same time, I feel like it's a little bit of like like, just see how this is, and then buy more stuff. I don't know. But with all these rants being done, I had something else to talk about, but I've completely forgotten at this point. So anyway, have a good night, morning, whatever you're having. I can't even talk at this point. If you enjoyed this type of video, please leave or have anything to say to me, or comment, or like, or whatever. Like, just throw stuff. I don't even care. I don't even care if you completely disagree with me. Please throw them in the description below. I do the description, you do the comments. In the comments below. And I also have for ask.fm, I think, up, and that's actually in the description. If you want to ask me any questions about anything whatsoever, it'll be posted publicly on my ask.fm page, so that's also in the description. So anything you want to ask, like if you want to ask, like, how many teeth have I lost, or how many yellow socks I have achieved over the years, just like throw it my way. So anyway, with all that being said, thanks for watching, and don't forget to get them gains.